Mood.tv.
I can't feel bad for doing what I do, making the ends meet. However, same to you. Fuck the politics, forget the news. Just live to be present, sleep in the nude. I'll leave your spleen, I don't mean to be rude. I'll speak your tits, I'll sleep in the nude. Gag me and bind me, I won't shut this mouth to what you will to me. Still won't shut up, still won't shut up.
And we are live here with episode, what is this, 16?
16.
1600.
Episode 16 of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, brought to you by the wonderful Moot.tv. Joining me, as always, here with Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up is Mr. Justin Olimpado
Hello.
and Mr. Zachary Storman. Last week you were just Zachary. I think shut up, Storman, or fuck you, Storman.
Last week was a rough one.
But you're back. You're back.
It
to
was a
full
rough.
form.
It was a rough pre-show,
Yeah,
and it was
Yeah.
even rougher post-show,
it was a rough
and a rough next morning.
next morning. You had to be up quite early, as you usually have to. All right. Well, joining us this week, we have a special guest for a second edition of the Warm Beer Taste Test. We are joined this week by Mr. James Litz. And with us this week, pouring our beer for us so we can have a nice blind taste test, is
The man, the myth, the
our
legend.
good buddy, Mr. Will. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thank you for being here. He's also cooking us up some food as well. It might
Oh,
be
yeah.
burnt.
James is looking at us funny, but
It
I
might
think
not
he
be.
forgot
He forgot?
that the guest gets all the hate.
Guest gets all the love.
It's like, why
and
didn't you
hate.
clap for me?
Everybody, I don't clap for anybody.
Sorry,
really.
guest.
All right,
Sorry.
so this week's a
Sorry.
special edition because we're doing the warm beer taste test. Last time we did warm shit beer. That was what we coined it, and this time
That was
is
like bottom of the barrel. Like
Yeah.
the cheapest beers. pretty much you can get.
$1.50 for a 25
Yep.
ouncer. Let's get drunk for as cheap as we possibly can. Type of beer. And I did terribly the last time. I think I went 1 for 8. I only got Steel Reserve correct. Justin, I think you came out on top. You were 6 of 8.
You
Yeah, I
won,
think so,
Justin.
Yeah, you were 6 of 8.
As you usually do when
You-
we do stuff.
When it comes to tasting, I mean, you know how to
You have better
know how to
taste than
taste
us.
things, I guess, better than us.
Yeah, okay.
You have more years to taste things, so
I had
it makes
6.
sense, you know. It makes
Yeah.
I had
sense.
5 or 6.
True.
I
5
know
or
that
6?
Justin
Mhm.
won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that Kyle came in last,
I was
and I
dead
came in
last.
second to last.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
you were second place. Overall.
You got second place not because of your skill, just because
We
me and
were
Kyle were that
terrible.
bad at it.
You could have gotten 3, I think, and you would have.
But
gotten
Justin
second
crushed
place.
all of us.
I got
Just-
5 though.
You got 5. Yeah,
Justin
Justin
got 8.
No, he got 6 of 8.
You got
6 of 8.
Yeah.
All right, well,
So-
maybe I don't know what I'm
so
talking
tonight
about.
we're gonna
and
see-
I apologize.
We don't know. We don't know. But we're gonna see who comes out on top this week. Not really a competition, but it's a competition. So this week, the beers that we're gonna be drinking, we'll get to a little bit later. But we're drinking racing beers, NASCAR style beers, that you would. What? What was that? Skr?
Yeah, I don't listen to much trap music.
No, I don't.
You know, skirt.
Do they make trap music for NASCAR?
No, but they
NASCAR?
always make the wheel sound. Skirt.
Oh, okay. Trap car. All right.
Trap
well,
car. Trap car.
Well, we're
racing.
gonna be drinking
Trap
some racing style beers, and we'll get to those in a little bit. And since we usually have 3 different segments, what we're gonna do this week is we're gonna just do 2 segments. One is going to be right now what we're doing, and then the second one's just gonna be the whole beer tasting all at once. So every week I like to open up to Facebook to see what the people on the world of Facebook want us to talk about. And we have some reoccurring themes each week. Some of them are, more in-depth than others. But this week, one of the first suggestions was boobs, which we do have. But it was, in addition, boobs and the human condition.
Okay.
So, do you think there's anything within the human condition that makes us drawn to boobs?
Is this really what we're starting?
Yeah, we're going to start off with this. Anything that makes you think, are you naturally just drawn to boobs? That's your human condition.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah?
Of course, dude.
All right,
I
so
see
there we
some
go.
old ancient woman
100%.
with some big old titties, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, look
Yeah.
at those knockers.
They got big ones. You're into it. You're into it. All right.
Yeah.
So that's right off the bat, we can all agree that as far as the human condition goes,
thumbs up.
thumbs up from at least the four of us. Our human condition is to like the boobs. All right. Next, we had a little bit more of a deep question. Do we have free will, or are we just pre-programmed to make the choices we make? Am I in a simulation? Maybe. James, do you think you're in a simulation? Do you think you're pre-programmed in any way?
If I am, that's fucked up.
It's weird, right? Think of the weirdest shit you've done in your life. Who would have thought that up and pre-programmed you to do that?
A terrible monster person.
So
Being?
God? Is it God that would have done that? Are you calling God a terrible monster person right here
If you
on
want to go
the
down
air?
that road.
All right, so that's where we're going. So we had one comment on that was from our buddy Craig Morgan. He said, we are humans and we have free will. And then I asked, are you sure we're not just pre-programmed to think that we are humans and we have free will by some robot overlord being? And nobody else wanted to add anything to that. So I think that just means that we are, and they pre-programmed all of us not to respond to that little prompt there.
Probably.
The next one I think is my favorite one overall. The myth of the female orgasm and how it's related to 9/11. Ooh,
Man, so
heavy. We're going heavy right off the bat here.
Well, women didn't come
Yeah,
till after 9/11.
until after 9/11. Is that the theory is here?
That's
what
what
Fox
happens.
News is teaching
Yeah,
our children.
yeah. Coming only happened after 9/11 for women.
Yeah,
It's how the
American
terrorists
women,
won.
'cause-
American women.
because we got so riled up to go
Weird.
back and kill those people.
Weird.
God.
That's
Just
what
so
happened?
just like they did that, and then everyone like look at the music that spiked
Yeah,
after that, like
it was all about
country
women
music
coming.
and like all kinds of like
Put a
stuff that makes you
booty in
feel
your
good,
ass.
like in America, like like freedom isn't free and
Yeah,
stuff. So women
yeah.
all over America were just like,
Red Solo.
we're
Cup,
gonna
I
get
fill
him,
you up.
we're gonna get him,
We're gonna get him.
we're gonna get, we got it.
Yo.
And
All
then
right.
it was there.
So
And
there's the
forever
theory.
you have orgasm.
That's exactly how
I'll
the
have
two
it.
of
It is
them
happening.
are co-related.
Yeah.
Will, who's here with us, suggested we talk about Guar.
We should always talk about Guar.
We did an intro song this week that was themed to Will's liking, and we went for a Guar style approach. Me singing in a style I don't really listen to Guar, so I
There
was just
wasn't
going
enough
for it.
with dead babies.
No
or
dead
raping
babies.
Well, like I
Yeah.
told you, Kyle,
or just rape
Guar to me
or-
sounds like someone's drunk uncle karaokeing Metallica.
And I said to you, I'm halfway there. I am a drunk uncle.
That's
Yeah, I
Kyle's-
wouldn't
is
want
that
you
your new
anywhere
band?
near my kids.
Drunk
I know
uncle?
that.
Kyle and the drunk uncles.
Drunk
That would be-
uncle, semi-sober stepdad.
Can I just?
Yeah. What the
That would be
fuck?
it. That would be my name.
Semi-sober.
Boom.
That's like a wrestling name. And in the blue corner,
Oh,
the drunk
yes.
uncle, a.k.a.
Semi-sober stepdad.
Kyle Mocha.
Oh
Boo.
yeah.
Boo,
No one.
fuck this guy.
I think I'm a villain for sure. There.
Fuck out of town.
Get back in your room and do your homework.
Suck your own cock, Dad.
Jameson. All right, so the next suggestion was actually from James here. He said, "I'm definitely going to talk about the busy weekend I have coming up. Shows. So this weekend, we are going to be seeing Menzingers. You are seeing that show
Yeah.
as well. We're both seeing that on Saturday.
Should we all go together?
I really don't know what's going on because there's like 4 different people who have hit me up about going to the show.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna see what's going on. But you're going to that. What else are you seeing? Gaslight this weekend?
On Sunday.
You're seeing Gaslight.
The
All right.
Gaslight Anthem is playing Asbury Park. I believe Chuck Reagan is opening.
Damn.
Is he related to Ronald?
No.
No.
No, he is not related to
Sorry.
Ronald McDonald.
Okay, bad joke.
I am
Sorry,
related to
guys.
Ronald.
I love Mac.
I love McDonald's. And then any other shows this weekend for you?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff going on all over the place.
Because Alkaline Trio's playing this weekend, right?
Alkaline Trio is playing in Philadelphia.
And you're not going to that.
No,
Neither am I.
I
It's
feel
a
like
sad
I feel like
thing.
I wouldn't want to see them anymore.
I kind of would, but just because I enjoy
No.
seeing them. It's been a few years. I saw them last, I think it was with Bayside. Maybe it was you and I at like Croc Rock like 9
I
years
saw
ago.
them after that
Maybe.
with I think like Rich and them,
Possibly.
or something like that.
It's a good chance I did. I don't remember a lot of concerts that I've been to. So James has got concerts this weekend. I have one concert this weekend. I think the next suggestion that we had was Slacky wanted to talk about how we should have Joey Yendrick on, the guy who always suggests boobs, and just have him look at boobs and talk about them.
Yep.
Which
Describe us these boobs. sir.
describe the boobs.
Oh
you know?
well,
It's
the-
an audio format.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I've got a. That sounds great. Let's
Okay.
add this to that.
What are we adding?
all right.
So we are blindfolded,
Mm-hmm.
or we just can't see the picture he's looking at,
Okay.
and he has to describe us these breasts,
Okay.
and we have to draw them.
No.
Ooh.
And
This
then we
is so
compare
dumb.
our drawing versus the picture
The
of the
actual
breast,
picture?
and we see who is closer to
More accurate, better
accurately
drawing.
knowing what a tit looks like based on just an audio description from a man who loves tits.
Oh,
This
I like
Alright.
it. I think we can do it.
groundbreaking.
I think we're doing it.
research.
Let
I
us,
think we're gonna
let
have
us
to do
know if you think that
It's going to be in a
I wanna
featured
see it
episode of
excuse what
Never
direction.
Happening on Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. The next suggestion was to talk about how many miles has Vanna White walked in her entire career on
Too
television.
many.
That's an amazing question.
That is a great question. And
Can we look it up?
I wonder. Let's look that up. How many miles has Vanna
It's
White
got to
walked?
be over 1 million.
Over 1 million. Do you think over 1 million miles? How long
She's
is
got
the
dump
board?
truck miles.
How long is
on
that
those
board?
legs.
Maybe 15 feet back and forth.
I want to set the over under at 500 miles.
500 miles.
What
You
would she
think?
walk
And
500 more?
She
Barata.
to fall down at your door. Well,
Or buy yours.
it's a question that does need to be answered.
Cats on the mixer.
While we are looking that up, we're going to jump into the
Okay,
next
so there's a
suggestion.
whole bunch of math here.
Yeah, a
Whoa.
bunch of math.
This is like
Numbers are
2,000
hard.
miles.
2,000 miles. So there is the answer. How far has Vanna White walked
That
during
is-
her entire career on Wheel of Fortune?
That is bullshit low.
We're saying about 2,000 miles. That's almost across the country. She's from New York to New Mexico almost, you know?
Yeah,
That's
you
a pretty
walk
good
that,
walk.
And you tell me
That's
how.
way
Yeah.
more than
And
2,000.
34
Maybe.
years.
I don't know math that good though. The next suggestion is once again
Mhm.
from one of our most avid listeners, my friend Chris. He said teams with FCS opponent should forfeit an opportunity
What?
for the CFB playoff or be forced to give up a bye for another opponent. I responded, "Damn, another solid one." And he goes, "We have 17 days to kick off." And I said, eagerly awaiting. And I think this was again about football and the college perspective.
College football.
FCS, I
Yeah,
think, is
okay.
the football championship series. I'm making that up. College.
Look, I googled the
Okay.
most of what you wrote there.
Yeah,
and this
FCS.
article that comes up.
Yeah.
I can't even read it. There's so much jargon and
Yeah.
stuff. Power 5, SBS, non-FBS. There's
Not
so
FBS.
many different letters.
Is that FBS? Fuck it.
NSDU. There's so like. you
And
can't-
none of these kids are getting paid. And as we covered the last time,
I have no
some of
idea
them
what's
have
going
red
on.
shirts on, which means they're going to die in the first week because we know that everybody that wears a red shirt dies immediately. So Chris is recommending that these kids die. It's the red shirt rule from Star Trek. They're going to
Yeah.
die.
Dude, college football
Yeah.
is the new chess.
Is a new chess.
What the fuck are you
Do you mean that
talking
nobody
about?
wants to play it?
Perfect
Means that-
information. You already know what you
I
have
think
on
it's
the table.
cool,
Yeah.
but I do
Variants.
not understand it
I
whatsoever.
don't get why Emma is reeled in by it, but we eagerly
I
await.
think it's cool.
We eagerly await next week when Chris once again blindly recommends that we talk about college football. Mark Slacky wanted us to please discuss how
Who's
one
the strongest in the secondary?
he
Who
wanted.
has the best pass rush defense?
No,
Tell me, goddammit.
he
Slaggy
wanted.
the Eagles suck. Just saying.
Vince McMahon wants to know.
He wanted us to discuss how one becomes the
I'm starting a
commander.
football league.
The commander of the coalition of the liberation of itinerant tree dwellers, or the Clit Coalition.
Clit.
So it's the
Who
he's
is the click
I
commander?
am
Who
the
is-
Click Commander.
I am the Clit Commander. That's literally
Man, that's a terrorist.
Yeah.
the only way to respond to that is by saying that. So there you go, Slacky. My friend Steve from
Steve?
Steef
Whoa.
from California. He said Bruce Lee and how he revolutionized martial arts in America. How did he do it? Anybody know how he did it?
By being the most
No.
badass.
I
man of
think
all
it's
time.
with
fucking clue,
karate.
man.
He invented nunchucks.
He invented
I'm pretty
nunchucks.
Sure
He
He
definitely
invented
did
them?
Not invent
I don't
nunchucks.
know if he invented
I
them.
think he did.
He might have
Fucking
invented
Google,
them.
right? Fuck
Google
not.
who invented
Don't know.
nunchucks.
They're not an
No,
ancient
did
weapon at
Bruce
all.
Lee invent
They're not
nunchucks?
ancient?
No,
Did
they were
Bruce
made up
Lee-
for a movie?
He made them up for a movie, you're saying?
That's I'm
I
pretty
don't think
damn
so.
sure.
Oh, I hope that's true. I really hope that that is true. Nunchucks. What is the actual name for it? Nunchaku?
Yeah.
Nunchaku.
The Ninja Turtles ruined it.
Ninja Turtles were
Nunchucks.
amazing. Wait,
Michelangelo
was
was
it
awesome.
not nunchucks before the Ninja Turtles?
I don't think popularly. No.
No. Oh, weird. Well, that's the first time I had ever heard of it. Well, while we're looking up if Bruce Lee invented them, Slacky wants to know about the unwritten rules of the road. Do you know what is your favorite unwritten rule of the road?
No ass, no gas, no grass.
That's literally what I was thinking.
Nobody rides for free.
Nobody rides for free. James, any unwritten rules of the road that you like to live by, that you like to enforce?
If I see anyone with that sticker on their car, I ram them off the road.
You ram them off the road? Oh.
Because fuck those people.
If you see them when you're just on foot, do you ram them on, like, just with brute strength?
I'll throw things at them.
You'll, oh.
Flip them off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Justin, do you have any rules of the road that you live by?
Yeah, don't fall asleep.
Don't fall asleep is a great rule of the road to live by. That, all right, so suck some dick, have some weed, or, don't fall asleep. Those are the rules of the
Well-
road, more or less, I guess, right?
King of
Guess
the
so,
road.
man.
King of the road. All right, well, we're going to be jumping to our first break a little early tonight so we can have as much time to talk about these delicious racing beers that we're going to be
Raisin
drinking.
beers.
Plus, we got some steaks.
And we got some
ribeyes,
steaks. Ooh, they're going to be good to eat along with some
garlic roasted red
mediocre
potatoes and some
beers.
asparagus.
It's
Wow.
going to be mediocre. Now, we have a featured artist this week that was submitted by a friend of mine on Facebook. The artist is known as Gravecrawler, and this is their song Ruin. So we're going to be playing them. It's about a 5-minute song, so we'll be back shortly.
Love you,
We
Demi.
will be going into the beer taste test right after that. So we will be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll get to tasting some warm shit
Ben Schwartz,
racing
you're the man.
beers.
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz, you're the man, apparently.
NASCAR beers.
See you soon. And we are back with Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up here live on YouTube every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, brought to you by the wonderful person over at moot.tv. Now, this week we are having a different style episode. As we said before, we're doing one of our warm beer taste tests. Now, previously we did the warm shit beer taste test. Jameso was here for that one. And he has returned to do the warm racing beer taste test. Now,
let us define racing beer.
Now, let's define racing beer. That is the first thing we have to do. It is a term that Jameso and I have been using for the last decade or so.
The steak is killer.
We are also eating some steak, potato, and asparagus cooked up by our wonderful poor Mr. Will over here. Delicious work, brother. Thank you very much.
I'm glad you love it.
Now,
thanks, brother. Yeah.
Fuck right on. Fist bump,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, brother.
steak.
Cream of the crop.
Now, James, how would you describe a racing beer?
Racing beer is a prominent American macro lager that is associated with the sport of NASCAR through heavy sponsorship. It's almost like Budweiser and Bud Light and Coors Light are synonymous with NASCAR. So they all kind of appeal to the same demographic. So yeah, you all lump them together. They all sort of taste about the same. They're not very good.
Yeah. Now we're tonight we're tasting beers that most of them are beers that are either currently or at one point were beers featured as a sponsor in NASCAR. Now, the list that we have for tonight, we will be tasting Miller High Life, Miller Lite, Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors, which is Coors Banquet, Coors Original, Coors Banquet beer, Coors Light, PBR, and Busch. Now, Busch is the only one to hang on from the last episode. We included it in the shit beer because it's a beer that you can buy for $1.50 for a 25-ounce can. But it is also officially at this moment. It used to be, and then it wasn't for a while, and now it is again the official beer of NASCAR. So, seeing that we're doing a racing beer theme,
About time to bring Busch back home, boys. Yeehaw!
we're gonna give it a try once
I
again.
pour Busch in my truck.
Does that make your truck go?
Hell yeah, it don't.
No.
God no, motherfucking don't even start.
Don't even start.
No.
That's just a great advertisement for Busch.
Busch ain't fucking gasoline. God damn it.
Does it taste like gasoline?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So we're going to be tasting all 8, each of them given to us one at a time by Will, who's already passed out beer number 1.
It's already passed out.
He's already passed out at beer number 1.
I'm sure you I'm still awake.
He is still awake. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to be ranking the beers 1 through 10, what we think the ranking out of 10 is, and then we're going to be guessing what beer it is. And then at the end of the segment, Will is going to give us his sheet that has each of them listed on there, 1 through 8, and we're going to figure out if Justin is champion once again, and if I don't know anything about beer. I don't think I'm going to know anything about it. I have zero going into it. What's the confidence level for each person? Justin, what do you think?
Sucks.
You already sipped it?
Oh, my bad.
Haha. Now, what is that? Or Justin, what's your confidence level going into this? Do you think you're going to know out of the 8 how many?
I don't know, man. A good amount.
You think you'll be able to pick out the difference between like a Coors and a Bud?
How
think
many
so.
left turns will you get? That's the real question. How many left turns?
How many until you're back to square one?
I don't know, man.
Jameso, how many do you assume you're going to be getting? What's your confidence level out of 8?
Probably 6.
6?
I was
Zach?
putting on a strong 5.
I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna say it's 10 because when I'm choosing these ones, I'm gonna be like, that's totally what it is.
You're thinking 8 out of 8.
And then
you get them all.
at the end of the
I
game,
was
I
about to
know
say,
I'm gonna
how's
be
it at
like,
10, man.
I think you meant
no
100%.
way.
Just 10 beers, even though there was a lead.
He's like, the last one was Schlitz. The
What?
one before that was Milwaukee's best.
Let's drink this first one.
Let's drink the
children.
first one. We're gonna drink the first one, and then we'll go around and tell everybody what we think of it. All right. So cheers to the first one.
Looks like urine.
Color is very light. It's very light yellow. Little to no head, but there is some. There's a ring around the cup at least. You know, so there's something residue left. All right. So almost no flavor whatsoever to it.
Sour aftertaste.
It just a little pale, like a light pale feeling to it. Ooh, I feel like I didn't drink it. I feel like I'm drinking water, which leads me to one side of it. I think I might have a guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that is.
All right, it's one of two things to me.
Kyle, you're everything to me.
Am I like a Michelle Branch song?
You're everywhere.
Am I everywhere as well? Yeah. All right. So
everywhere.
Justin, going off the first one, what's your opinion on the taste there?
I think Miller High Life.
You think it's High Life?
Yeah.
All right. All right, James, what are you going for on that one? What do you think it is? Number one.
You know what? Oh fuck! You know what? I think it's High Life too. I changed my mind.
You think it's
now.
High Life, really?
Yeah, at first I was like, that tastes really funky, like, because I associate funky with Bud Light a lot.
All right.
That's the beer that gives me a headache no matter when I drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the funkiness to it. And then when you mentioned High Life, I remember like this kind of like copper taste.
Okay.
Out of like a can or a bottle.
Yeah. And we are drinking this.
Life.
I think we are drinking this out of a can.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah. All right, Zach, what do you think it is?
I think I know what that flavorless taste is.
Okay.
But I'm not telling you.
All right, I think I know as well. I'm gonna keep this one secret as well because I don't think either of you are right here.
Fuck? Like, hang on.
I don't think either of you are right here.
You got tricked into saying
got tricked. You don't have to say it the next time.
Man,
You can just say your opinion of the beer. All right, so we have number 2 here with us. Now, immediately, I will say, number 2
looks better.
It looks better. It's about the same in color, but it has a head that has sustained, at least on mine. So, giving this one a little taste, and let's see how it goes.
That was a beer.
That's good.
That is completely
So
unoffensive
our
in every
rating,
way.
Are we going 1 out of 10 on the?
We are going 1 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. I at least know what company that is. That is a signature company taste.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not getting much of a taste off this. Now these are a little bit cooler than the first round that we did, the first taste, but it's still
those beers were hot.
Those beers were left on my sink for 24 hours before we brought them here. They were very warm. These were purchased a few hours ago and then left out.
I didn't buy them cold though.
All right, number 2 stumping me a little bit. I gotta say, I think number 2.
It's a full mouth of a beer. Like that first one was like no matter how big a sip, it was always a small sip. This a small sip is a mouthful. I think that gives it away as to whether it's a light or a not light.
A night. Oh yeah. Not
I believe
necessarily.
that one's a not light.
I don't think. I think that is
That number 2
one
is
of the
not
full
light.
flavor beers.
Full
I am on
beer.
your. I am on
Shit.
your
You know what?
level
Changed
with
my mind
that.
again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Now, overall, so far, I think the second one's better than the first one. Are we all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, way better.
Second one. All right. So number 2 is the highest rank. I'm not telling you what my ranking of it is, but it is definitely higher than the first one. Now, our third beer.
So you're telling us your ranking?
I'm not telling you the number out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, who gives a fuck about
Somebody
that?
might.
Kyle,
I don't
please
know.
give me your opinion.
It's called Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up.
We
If
will
you're
be
tuning
giving the
in,
opinion
you know,
at the end.
we will be
I
doing
feel
it.
like no beer on this list gets more than a 5 out of 10. Just saying.
All
Well,
right.
that's out of the beers on this list.
Yeah.
The
We're
10
comparing them to
10
each
being
other.
You can't give anything on this list a 10. You have to start using
In its
decimals
own
below
system,
5.
we can.
Well,
All
then
right.
it would be the same math way.
But none of these beers.
Math.
All right, fine. I'm gonna change my
Dude, Mathway
to
Mike.
decimals.
Yeah,
Mathway
you
Mike.
divide in half right
Mathway Mike.
Now,
It deserves it.
number 3 is already passed out for everybody, so
Let's try this.
I'm gonna give it a try. It's got, again, the head
head
is
was
kind of
massive.
sustaining on it.
Yeah.
It's
lighter
holding
than
on.
the
It's
last
a
one.
lighter. Honestly, all 3 seem to have the same color to me. They really don't have any variation. They're all pale looking. That one has a little bit more of a crisp feeling to it.
Kind of ricey.
It is a little bit ricey, but I don't think this is on the light side of things. I think in the world of the racing beers, this would be almost dark. Even though it looks like my urine after a day of drinking one of these beers.
Are you hinting at the king of beers?
Possibly, but possibly not. I might be thinking about an award-winning beer. I might be thinking about a self-entitled beer. One of the two.
Brewed?
Triple hops brewed. 3 hops is triple hops.
No, it was the same amount of hops. They just added it at 3 different periods.
3 different periods.
Yeah.
So they just segmented it out for Miller.
It changed.
And then how much does the Vortex bottle change the taste of it?
They don't do that anymore.
But how much did it change the taste of it?
It didn't.
What was the idea behind it?
It was just to make you drink it faster.
Drink it.
That's
It
the thing.
just
These
swirled.
beers are so tasteless, and they know that. They can't market themselves on flavor. They do it on gimmicks.
Yeah.
It's like this one turns blue when it's cold.
Well, that's
Who gives
exactly.
a
I was
fuck?
gonna say the Coors Light gimmick is don't drink our beer until the bottle is blue, because if you drink it before then, you'll taste how bad our beer is.
The only good beer packaging gimmick is Grolsch with those flippy lids.
The flippy lids are worth.
do like that.
If you take
It's
those
cool.
rubber rings off of them, they are
Yeah.
literally perfect strap locks for a guitar.
Oh, look at that!
There's a lot of uses for them, actually.
Oh, I bet.
I just use them to feel stupid on not knowing how to close a beer. All right. So
Like I said,
overall,
man.
Justin, what do you think of number 3? Not necessarily what you have, but is it? Do you think it's the worst, the best, third, second, first?
That's
What do you think?
second, dude.
Second place
The
right
second
now
one-
for you?
The second one is actually.
You think
I
the second
enjoyed
one is
that beer.
you
It was
like the
good, yeah.
second one? All right. Now I'm using the rest of what I have for number 1 as a palate cleanser because I don't think it had anything in there.
It's trucking along way faster with Will at the helm. I'll say that.
It is. The last
Yeah.
time it took.
Should I not be
It took a
pouring
little
them
bit
so
longer.
quickly?
No, we're good.
No.
This is good. We
It's
like to
good, yeah.
drink
remarkably
beers.
faster than last time.
All right. Now, number 4. We've got it. Looking at it, I think this. I feel like it's darker, but it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't have any difference in color
Now,
to
none
the
of
last
these
one I have
smell
left.
different.
It's
Have you been
hazier.
smelling them?
I've been smelling them. They don't taste
They all
or smell different.
exactly
They
the same.
smell like cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
America.
Oh, I think I know what that one is right off the bat. Ooh. Ooh. Now, this one, the head does sustain, not as much as the last few. It's not as foamy. It's a little bit like warmer of a taste to it. Like the immediate feeling.
More alcohol in it.
It feels like it has more alcohol. It feels fuller in like the body of it is a little bit more of a beer. But it's not, it's still not really anything. We're all just going off comparison on this. Justin,
Yeah.
what, do you have a guess at what this one might be, or do you want to keep it secret?
I mean, I'm not confident in it, but I
Yeah.
put PBR.
PBR?
Yeah.
I was also thinking that.
I'm
Immediately was thinking PBR, but I'm not sold on it. But
it
it's-
is I don't think that's it.
I can taste a metallicness to it that PBR has.
I think this one's Budweiser.
Do you?
I do. I feel like
Yeah, Budweiser has
kinda-
a harsher taste, I think.
I feel like this might be
I
at
think
the right
Budweiser's
temperature.
sweeter.
You think it's sweeter, Budweiser?
Budweiser's sweeter.
I don't know.
I think it is.
I think PBR is more bitter than Budweiser.
Mm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, then I might have some mixed up at this
A
point.
friend once described it as, especially when it's warm, like drinking the water out of like a can of rusty nails.
Ooh.
PBR?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
When
all
it's
that- all
warm,
that- all
most
that
most
metal
beer
taste.
when it's warm does kind of taste like you're drinking out of a can of something rusty.
Ugh.
I don't like it
What
at
about
all.
the can with that, like your dad put his cigarette out in, and then you accidentally?
You know what? My dad
Kyle's dad
didn't.
never smoked
My
a
dad
cigarette
didn't smoke
ever.
a cigarette almost ever, if he ever did.
Well,
but
you did that
I've
somewhere.
I've definitely I've definitely been driving. No, he says he didn't do
Dennis was
anything at
cigarettes at
Woodstock.
Woodstock?
He says he didn't do anything at
Did he
Woodstock.
smoke peyote at Woodstock?
He said he didn't do anything yet. He went there with a cooler with a watermelon and some like ding dongs in it, and said
Whoa.
in his
Why would you
VW bus.
refrigerate your ding dong?
Because
Dude,
you want to
you never had an ice
cool.
cold ding dong in your mouth? It's
Actually,
fucking great.
I like a
who
chill
did
ding
that?
dong.
Justin, didn't you do that last night? There were
Chocolate
devil
covered
dogs.
dog-
Devil
yeah,
dogs.
devil dogs,
Justin
that's
put them
right.
in the freezer when he
Well,
got
'cause
home.
They're really
that's
good.
what they said to fucking do.
They're really
and
good.
It says
on the box to freeze them.
All right.
Yeah, they're
They
fucking
taste
really
amazing
good.
when they're frozen.
Yeah,
They
you
are
gotta
really
taste all
good.
that fucking grease, all that What's that
Oh
oil?
god, canola,
no, it's
high fructose corn syrup,
hydrogenated oil.
Hydrogenated oil,
Is that what it is?
maybe.
I don't know.
I
You
don't
put that
know.
on you, get
Those
a
are
nice
big
even
words.
Tan?
I can put anything on me and not get a nice even tan, so that's all I know. All right, so beer number 5, much more of a head immediately. Again, doesn't look any darker. Looks about the same as every
Cloudy,
single
though.
other beer. Think it's cloudy?
I think it's cloudier than the other ones.
Is this an
It's
unfiltered?
dirtier. I don't know if it's heavier, but it's dirtier.
Those fucking unfiltered fucking
Whoop.
triple ales from Belgium.
Oh,
Delirium tremens? You guys got delirium tremens?
oh, we are not testing delirium tremens for sure.
Good, because I don't like
just
that
found a
beer at
flirt.
all.
That's kind of cool.
Well, we are thinking that the next edition of this is going to be the international warm beer taste test.
So
Well,
wait,
we
are
can
we doing
do-
like ultra high end
I'm saying
Chimay and like
no.
Yeah,
We're talking more like Heineken, Corona, Tsingtao, Xingyu,
Oh, the skunk beer.
the skunk beers,
Skunk
all the
piss.
green bottles. Grolsch can be in there.
Piss from around the world.
Heineken.
So this number 5 here that we just
Yes.
drank, I like it.
You like it?
Do you like it?
I don't.
I think it's good. I don't like it as much as 2,
You don't like it as much as 2.
but I like it more than the rest.
I think that this is my least favorite so far. I gave it the lowest
Yeah.
ranking that I've had out of any of them.
Really?
I
And
feel like it has like a
it-
skunk
I
flavor.
think it's swaying me to think one thing, but overall,
It's not the worst on this list so far.
I'm not sure if I feel like this is either a Coors. I think it might be a Coors product. That's where I was leaning. That might be Coors Banquet. I don't drink Coors Banquet that often, so I'm not really sure. But I feel like
I
It
feel like this
could
is
be
the
there.
only one that I've had so far that I know that this one.
which makes me think
I
that
think
it's
I'm right about this one. And immediately, as soon as I saw it, as soon as I drank it, I was like, "Yep, that's what this is."
well.
Could be
Yeah,
wrong.
maybe.
I wrote down something that wasn't the
Oh,
Coors,
wait.
but that was where I was leaning towards on it. Justin, overall, where do you put number 5? Do you think it's the middle of the road?
It's my least favorite so
Least
far.
favorite so far?
Yeah.
James, what do you think about number 5?
Like second to last.
Second to last. Is it the dirtiest tasting one that you've had so far?
It's there's a lot of crankiness. In
It
I don't know.
doesn't feel like somebody
It's not
enjoys
friendly.
drinking this.
My tongue isn't happy with it.
No, it's not good. Now,
I'm still
Zach, you
feeling it,
think
Zach.
this is this one of your favorites? Is this
This
your
is a beer I
top
like.
rank? Is this your top rank so far?
No.
Not your top rank so far. Okay.
Eh.
All right. So this is number 5 of 8. Now, I gotta say, so far this is my least favorite one. In the first 5, I have number 3 in the top ranking as far as 1 out of 10 ranking. What do you guys have as your number 1 so far?
2.
Number 2.
Yeah, 2 is my
Two is my
favorite
number
so
one.
far.
All right. So you guys number 2. Number 2 is my number 2 right now.
You
But
got
I put
poop in your poop?
1. I put poop in my poop. Well, we established last week that poop is not poop until it's been pooped.
Whoa.
And
Yeah.
that's where Jameso in the episode wanted to know what the fuck he was listening to.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
I
got-
got a new one that sounds a lot like that one.
Okay.
One off
But
the
that's
rails.
another good one.
Yeah.
And this is in more of the vein of the saying "stupid is as stupid does."
Yeah.
Liquids make liquid poop.
Liquids make liquid poop.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
They either make pee or liquid poop.
Yeah.
That's one of the 2 options you have
It's
there.
yeah.
All right. So Will is passing out beer number 6 for us right now.
That says healthy head.
That does
That
have a
looks like
heavier
it looks
head.
Like a good. It looks.
It
Nice.
looks better, but only tasting will tell. Now, number 6. Okay, I'm gonna take a little sip here. It's got a little bit of an alcohol taste to it. It actually has more of a taste, I think, than any of the other, the first few that we tasted. Besides 3 and 4. Actually, besides 2 and 3, I think this might be the one that I think has the best taste so far. This might be my number 1, actually.
Really? I am damn near certain I know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not.
Beer that is available. I think it's funny to have any preference over the other thing.
I don't really.
PBR.
I don't really have a preference. I just think that one might have the best
Certain ones really stick out as
of
bad.
all of them.
Like the one I think is Bud Light is really bad to me.
Yeah, yeah.
The one I think is Bud Light is okay in my rankings.
Where are you at on Bud Light? Which one do you think is Bud Light?
4.
Number 4, you think? Okay, I put that as Bud so far. I think that was just regular Budweiser.
There's a Bud.
There's a Bud taste to it.
There's that same thing in that weird Real American Hero lager.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had one yet.
I haven't. It just looks terrible.
It's their take on Yingling, pretty much. It's a red lager, but there's still a.
But it's in like red stripe containers.
Yeah.
I mean, keep pumping them out.
Yeah, I think we can start getting on number 7 here.
Short podcast, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, we still got a reveal and all that too. So I think so far, what I think number 1 is either Coors Light or Bud Light. That was where I had number 1. And
I thought that was High Life.
You think that's High Life? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this plays out. So far for me, I have Coors Light or Bud Light at number 1. I thought number 2 was High Life. I thought number 3 was PBR. Anybody else have PBR at number 3?
Nope.
No.
I thought that was Budweiser.
You thought that was Budweiser.
We're all very different.
I thought that was
one.
Banquet.
You thought that was Banquet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think that we've tasted Banquet yet. I don't think we have. And honestly, I think number 6 that we just got, I thought that was Miller Lite. Anybody else think that was Miller Lite? Number 6.
I thought it was Coors Light.
You thought it was Coors Light.
Corny to me.
Ooh, let me take another sip of that.
Coors Light is like corn water to me.
Corn water?
Yeah, like you ever taste the water after you like boil up like canned corn?
All the time.
It's fucking
Tastes
great,
like that.
man.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know.
I like it.
Ooh. Well, if we've learned anything on the show is that I can't taste beer and tell you what it is. So I think I'm probably way off, but that's where I'm at. And then I thought number 5. I thought number 5 was Busch. Anybody else think 5 is Busch?
Nope.
No.
I don't think I've tasted Busch yet.
You don't think you've tasted Busch yet? You haven't tasted
I don't think so.
NASCAR like oil water yet?
Well, I think I had the Busch already.
Busch tastes like the deer urine they sell.
You already had it? Oh,
Did
yeah.
anyone see Justin's face?
No.
I said, I think I had the Busch already, and he like popped up from behind the monitor. His eyes as fucking wide as the sun, just like, oh,
it's like, motherfucker, what?
Oh, Lord.
What the fuck did you just say?
All right, so we're going to be getting on to the last 2 beers coming up, and then after that, we're going to be doing the reveal.
What I want to do for this reveal, so
yeah.
when we say number 1, everyone's going to give me their 1 out of 10 score.
Okay.
And we're going to add that up as we go. So it's the one that's the best receives the highest score from all.
Okay.
But we're gonna do it as we go.
When we do the reveal, we'll give you the reveal sheet.
And I'll crunch the numbers.
You crunch the numbers. You do it all.
I'm a number crunch. I like math and maps.
All right.
Holler at me on eHarmony.
He likes math and maps. He's a mathematician and a cartographer.
You don't want to see what this motherfucker does with this globe.
Oh, he measures
you do.
it. I don't know what he does. All right. So number 7.
It looks.
It looks a little bit
heavier.
fuller. It looks a little bit more heavy. It's.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah, that is a certain kind of sour corniness.
Yeah.
It tastes like nothing.
It tastes like specific nothing though.
Did you have the garlic potatoes? I think they fucked with my taste buds.
I have not. I mean, I had them. I don't think they're fucking too much with my taste buds, but they were very delicious garlic potatoes.
Fuck, dude.
They were extremely good. Now this one has the frothiest head so far for number 8.
I just poured it though.
He just poured it. He just poured it, but it has the frothiest head.
I poured them all just as aggressively.
All right. Now this is the last one that we're getting here. What does everybody have left to pick? By process of elimination, what would this?
For all of them.
Okay, you have 2 answers for all
But
of
if
them.
I had to go complete process of elimination of what I definitely
Rewind it back.
don't know,
Yeah.
I would say that this has to be Coors Light.
Well, that's where I'm going to. It's either Coors Light or Bud Light for
This
me.
has to be Coors Light. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yep.
Yep. I think it is.
All right, now Will, do you have your sheet with everything written down on
I
it?
sure do. And you guys fucked up all over the place.
I bet we did. Now, what
We
you're gonna
still
do?
need,
You guys are so fucking wrong. It's actually.
We still need one more beer though.
That was number 8. That was number 8.
You did the white trash tour of 2018
I
in
didn't
terms
see
of
that.
beer.
All right, now
Wait, you got to drink number 8.
Hell
still,
yeah,
Justin.
man.
Come
you
on.
got your
Justin's chugging them all. He's a man.
you got
Kyle
your
has a stack of half-drink
Let's
beers.
not
Oh, yeah,
question
yeah.
each other's
Pussy.
masculinity, guys.
Wine tasting. You
Oh,
drink
God.
your quarter
Come
of a
on.
fucking beer.
Yeah, I
What's
drink
happening?
all. I'm gonna drink all of them
Thought we
before the
were
night's
friends.
over. Now, Zach,
Well.
do you want me to give you the sheet so you can do the reveal and then do your
Yeah,
grading?
you
the way?
do the reveal, and
All
I'll
right.
do the. Oh, let's.
All right, all right. So with
I'm still making sure I got all my numbers here.
is everybody
I'm not as
pretty
confident this
set?
time.
Is everybody pretty set on
Yeah,
what
I'm
they
set.
want to do?
Yeah.
What they want to do.
1,
All right.
2,
We're
3,
gonna have
4, 5,
Will
6, 7.
do his. We're gonna have Will read them off. So number 1, Will. Well, first of all, before we go through, we'll before you say, we're gonna have each of us say what our guess is. Starting with Justin, what is your definitive guess
And
for
your,
High Life. I'm
Number
sticking
1.
with what I guessed originally. So
High
High
Life?
Life.
and what'd you give it?
what's your ranking?
3.
3. Okay.
I'm going by 10, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, out of 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
out of 10.
Yeah.
James, what do you think it is?
I thought it was High Life as well.
You thought it was High Life, and your ranking?
I give it like a 4 out
Okay.
of 10.
Now, for me, I thought it was Bud Light, and I gave it a 4. Zach,
I thought it was Bush, and I gave it a 3.
you gave it a 3. So our average ranking is what for that?
Is that 4, 4, 4, and 3?
Whoa.
Justin, you gave it a 4.
I gave it a 3.
3. James, you gave it a
3
4.
plus
It's a 3.5.
3 plus
It's a 3.5.
It would be a 3.5.
Coors.
Wow.
The
if I'm
banquet
quicker to the
beer.
draw on the map.
That is Coors,
Coors.
the banquet beer.
Okay.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. So I am
Fuck.
right off the bat wrong. All righty. Now number
No winners here on round 1.
no winners here on round 1. All right,
No.
number 2, Justin. What do you,
I put
think
that
it
as
is?
Budweiser.
James?
I couldn't decide if it was Bud or Coors.
All right.
Oh, we need scores. Justin, what'd you give it?
9.
Give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
In this situation.
In the
like,
situation, yeah, give it what we're comparing it to.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 as well.
Okay. I thought it was High Life. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
I thought, I said it was Banquet, which I was wrong, and
Yes.
I gave it an 8.
You gave it an 8. So its overall ranking
Wait, what was it?
is a 7.75 is what it is. And number
this
2
causes me great intrigue because
Yes.
this would actually be a Bud Light.
Oh,
This is
really?
Bud
Light.
Light.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit, dude.
Ooh. So some of us actually like Bud Light a little bit.
Hey.
That's
I am
interesting.
just
fucking
man.
astounded.
I
The
am astounded
stigma-
by that.
the
There
stigma
is
Wow.
a stigma about it.
attached to Bud Light.
There is.
They have a Bud Light orange. Bud Light sponsor us, please.
Oh, please sponsor us. We'll give you nothing in return. All right, now number 3. I thought number 3 was Pabst. I gave it a 6 out of 10. James, what did you think it was?
I thought it was Bud, and I gave it a 2.
Okay. Justin?
I went with Banquet.
And
Gave it
you're
a 4.
a 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Zach, what is your thought?
I thought it was Budweiser, and I gave it a 6.
You gave it a 6. All right. Now, Will, what was number 3?
You're actually in the lead, Kyle.
It was PBR?
It is PBR. My
Oh,
favorite.
Oh,
All of the white
yeah.
trash beers.
Now, what's
That
great,
got a 4.5.
I gave that my highest
I
ranking.
never said I have taste.
If I
My,
get the next one wrong, that means I got all of them wrong.
the highest ranking for me was a 6 out of 10. and I gave it to that one at PBR. Okay, now number 4. I thought this one was Budweiser, and I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Right.
Justin, what did you go with?
I said it was PBR.
Okay.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
James?
Which one are we on?
We are on number 4.
I thought it was Bud Light. I gave it a 1.
You gave it a 1. And
I
Zach,
thought it was PBR,
yeah,
and I gave it 5.
you gave it a 5. So the overall ranking for it, before we figure out what it is a 3.75. What was number 4?
Fucking Bush, man. Yeah.
Bush.
Those who guessed Budweiser were close,
Close.
but no
Damn.
cigar. Somehow,
All right.
Budweiser has an uglier, more fucking mentally challenged cousin.
Yeah,
That being Bush.
Wow.
that was Bush.
And
Now, speaking of,
no one got
I
that one either.
I thought number 5 was Bush, and I gave it a 2. I gave it
Okay.
number 5 my lowest ranking out of all of them. So that's a 2 from me. Justin, what did you think it
I
was?
said it was Bud Light, and I
And-
gave it a 2.
You gave it a 2. James,
I thought it was PBR. I gave it a 6.
you gave it a 6.
Oh, boy.
I thought it was High Life. I was sure it was High Life, and I gave it a 7.
Alrighty, and
I
the
gave it a 7.
beer ranking for there will be a 4.25.
So, Kyle, what was your guess for number 4?
My guess was Bud for 4 and Bush for 5.
You actually got them mixed up.
I got
because
them mixed
number
up.
5
Ooh.
was Budweiser.
So I like Bush more than
Damn.
Budweiser.
That's weird.
That is
but,
weird.
I mean,
This is
that's economical. You're
That
getting
is.
more economical with
I
your
do. A
fees.
Bush Pounder is just as much as a Budweiser in most bars. A Budweiser bottle, you know. All right, now number 6. I put that as Miller Lite. I give it a 5 out of 10. Justin, what did you put that at?
What, number 6?
Number 6.
I thought it was Bush, and I gave it a 7.
Okay.
What did you give it, Kyle? 6?
I gave it a 5.
5.
Justin gave it a 7.
If it was
James?
Coors Light. I gave it a 4.
You gave it a 4, thinking it's Coors Light.
I thought this one was Bud Light.
Okay.
I gave it 5.
A 5. And the average ranking is a 5.25.
2.5.
And the actual beer.
Kyle was correct again.
Oh!
Kyle Mocha will not get
Wait, what
all
was
of
it?
the beers wrong.
It
Miller?
is Miller Lite.
Yeah,
However,
fuck, man. I should have known that. I drink that shit all the
fucking
time, dude.
James over
I am
here,
sucking
got their
completely.
light
I'm
beers
swinging and missing.
confused, but
I
at
did,
least
I
they identified it
haven't
as
gotten
being light.
one.
You guys got it was a light beer. All right, now
Yeah.
number 7. For me, I thought that was Coors, which we've already established that I'm going to be wrong on that. And I gave it a
Coors.
4.
Coors Banquet beer.
Banquet, yes.
The banquet beer.
The banquet.
Man
beer.
bag beer.
Coors, sarsaparilla. Other things.
I thought that was Miller Lite.
By a
And I'm
Dodge
wrong.
truck.
And you gave it
And I
a
gave it a 2.
2. Jameso, what did you think number 7
I thought
was?
this beer, when I drank it, gave me a big old set of truck nuts.
Oh.
I thought it was Bush.
Bush. And what did you rank it?
I gave it a goddamn 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Ping.
And Justin.
Ding.
I said it was Miller Light.
Miller
I
Lite.
gave it a 5 out of 10.
And a 5 out
Fucking
of 10. So the
jackass.
overall ranking for that one is
A 4 even.
a 4 even. And it
That-
was
a
Coors Light.
4 even is like generous.
Was it Coors
Or
Light?
Coors Light. Yes.
Coors
I
Light.
got it. That Coors
Damn,
Light.
did not get a single
Which
one right.
leaves our final contender at Miller High Life.
Miller
Hey,
High
I
Life.
thought it was Miller Light, so I knew it was a Miller.
All
product.
right.
Oh, wait,
So
give us the scores on High Life.
on High Life, I thought it was a 4 out of 10.
Okay, Justin?
Wait, what's High Life?
The last
The last
one.
one.
2.
You gave it a 2.
James.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.
And what did you think
Yeah.
it was?
I thought it was Miller Light.
You thought
My
it was
favorite
Miller
of
Lite?
these beers.
I thought it was
Alright.
Coors Light, dude.
You thought it was Coors Light?
Yeah.
I thought it was Coors Light as well. I thought it was a 4.
I knew it was a Miller product.
And it's a 5.25
Oh, man.
overall ranking. And obviously,
my
we
God.
said it was what one?
High Life.
Oh,
High
that
Life.
was
It was
Miller
High Life.
Yeah.
So, did anybody else get 1 or 2
No,
right?
dude.
Nobody?
I got
Well,
nothing
that's
right.
the thing. If you get 4 wrong, the rest are wrong.
Well, yeah.
Like,
I somehow
I don't know.
only did one
That's
better
correct.
than
it's one or the other.
it's one or the other.
What
If
did you
four
get?
in a row wrong, you
I
can't
got
get it.
PBR right and I got Miller Lite
You got
right,
2 right.
which are the 2 that I have
You get
definitely
6 of
consumed
them
the
wrong,
most
so
Yeah.
there. Now we last time did this and I got 1 of 8 right, so I've only improved by
You
1.
improved by 1.
I improved by 1, and everybody else miserably failed. So far, if we're going overall ranking, I'm still guessing less right than all of you.
Yeah.
Even though I only got 2 in this entire. I tie you because I think you got 3 last time.
Don't
And I had
remember.
1. All right.
Oh,
Now
oh,
let's
have
go
any
down.
left over?
Let's go down
The
and break
crazy
down
thing.
the actual
What we liked the
overall
best.
ranking. Which one had the worst overall ranking, Zach?
The worst overall ranking went to Coors Banquet, 3.5.
Ooh.
Which number was that?
And
That was the first one.
that was number 1.
The banquet beer.
The banquet beer did not fare so well.
I normally like that one. I'm surprised
I
didn't.
thought I liked that one too,
I
but
did
I
as
guess
well.
I don't.
It's apparently garbage. Don't drink it.
I'm sure the temperature.
You know, I started
affects
with a
the
really low
flavor
bar.
profile.
Probably.
I started with a really low bar, so like
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks already. Like I don't know, the first one I really didn't like at all. Like
It wasn't good.
And again, I've
off
never
the
had
bat.
Coors Banquet warm, so
I've
The
never
thing
had
is, the bar
most
should
of them.
never
warm.
have been raised.
We should have never even attempted all this, but we did.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. Don't
This
do
was
this.
All right,
really
are we going
dumb.
next up from there?
Next highest rating,
Bush,
which was,
number 4.
and that had a what ranking?
3.75. So
Ooh.
not
That's
much
the-
better.
Ooh.
Not
That's the one
much
I like
better.
the
Almost
least.
the same.
And I normally don't hate, but I mean it sucks. But like, if it's really cold, I can drink it all day.
I had 4 beers tied for second to last place. All with the
Busch
number
and the
with
cup
a
holder
4,
and my
and
goddamn
Bush was one of
lawnmower.
them. Alrighty, next lowest ranking.
Number 7.
Number
which got a
7?
4. That was Coors Light.
Coors Light got a 4. So very close between Bush and Coors Light. Alrighty.
Very close on
And then the next couple, what do we got?
At 4.25, we got Bud. Not a lot better.
Not much at all.
Which number was that?
That was
5.
number 5.
Then we had number 3, 4.5 PBR.
PBR got a 4.5.
PBR, that puts it in actually third place.
Third place.
Because
Damn.
second place is tied at 5.25 for Miller Lite and High Life.
Miller Lite and High Life second
Hey,
place
they're
tied.
practically the same beer,
They
right?
are pretty much the
and
same
they're
beer.
pretty good.
Yeah, I like
And then the
those
number
two.
one
Number
overall
1 by an incredible margin.
of what was the average?
7.75
Wow.
for the
So
winner.
2.5 points above High Life and Miller Lite.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Fucking unreal.
Bud
Amy
Light
Schumer
won.
was
Bud
right.
Light.
on that
Bud Light
bombshell.
Oh my
Bud Light.
lord.
All
Bud
right.
Light.
Bud Light wins. So,
Hey.
fuck it.
Fuck our
Give me-
lives.
we got any Bud Light left?
We
Throw
got
me
some
one.
Bud Light.
Yeah,
Some
got
Bud
plenty
Light.
of it,
There's
yeah.
some Bud
Well,
Light.
apparently.
Justin, can we get We Are the Champions by
I
Queen?
can't do
Oh,
that.
we
Bud
can't
Light.
get that. We can't get
Copyright
that.
shit.
There's a lot of copyright infringement that we have to go through.
you're-
You know, but
you're
Bud
right.
Light,
You can sing, we are
The internet used to be good.
winners.
we
We
won.
are the winners.
That's about all we can do.
No
with that.
time
That's
for the
good.
guys who
All
aren't
right,
the
you
winners.
get it. Bud
They're
Light.
the winners.
Bud Light. So congratulations to Bud Light. Now, I gotta say that the next episode of beer tasting that we are gonna do, I think we already established it. We're gonna try to do the international
The
one,
international dad beers.
and then following that,
The guy your mom has an affair with on
Oh.
vacation beers.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'm
I
not insinuating anything about anyone.
Harsh.
I hope
It's just
You,
like a,
you hope?
it's like a
that's
bad
what I
rom
hope's
com.
happening
That's
when someone's drinking a Stella.
Oh, he's so
Nah.
Italian.
Now,
So Italian.
I'm gonna
heard
drink
that
beer
there-
Moretti all day.
There was inspiration
Uh-huh.
for possibly doing shots in between
Fuck,
each
get the
tasting.
fuck.
Well, I had the
Oh.
idea for
Maybe-
the
maybe
original
some-
run. For the original run was
That
to
one should
to-
be taped and edited.
We were gonna do shots of like Heaven Hill bourbon in between the shit beer, and then I thought we could do
Ugh.
Jack Daniels in between this one,
Ah,
and the next one would be Jameson.
Yeah, it's doable, but what I'm going to say,
Ugh.
if we want to do that, we have to have. There's got to be a lot of prep work. We
uh-huh.
all, like have to pull out the table so we can all sit on like the same side of the
Yep.
table on a table. So if we make a mess, it's like
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Not this mess of wires. Everything has to be very, very
yeah.
prepared a day ahead, maybe, which is not undoable.
Lay some
we
painter's
can
plastic
totally
on the floor.
set it up,
Yeah,
but just to know that we're gonna get extra rowdy.
it would probably wind up being a 2 or 3 hour
Pad
long
the walls.
podcast.
I would
I would
love-
definitely pad the
I
walls.
would mosh.
Yeah.
I would personally
Oh.
love
I'd mosh
to
on the
see-
podcast.
You would, and then okay. So after the international one, I think that is when we're gonna do, and it'll probably be like 6 months from about now. We'll do Jameso's Revenge, where Jameso just gets to pick 8 beers, and he makes us drink all of them warm as well.
8 bad ones or
8
good ones or
of
what?
Hey,
your
whatever of your
choice.
garbage.
We call it
shit you
revenge.
drink.
It's like
You get to
what bad ones can I pick from after the 3
not
episodes we're
bad
gonna
ones.
do?
I'm saying you give us like the hoppiest shit that you like.
Oh, torture
Go
beers.
torture
Okay.
on us. Oh yeah.
So like imperial stouts.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Stuff that's not
bust out
good
your
one.
fine palate.
Yeah, the fine
Oh,
palate,
like-
but it's gonna be
Can we get
warm.
shirts that say "Bust out your
Yeah.
fine palate"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Boom, boom.
Show me the roof of your
personally
motherfucking
think
mouth.
that a German night
The German
with
night.
Jaeger bombs in between each beer.
Oh my god!
would
Fuck
be
off.
Fantastic.
If
St.
we were like
Pauli
Claus is
girl,
cold. It's
like
German.
German club
Moonbacks,
trash,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh,
what
ooh,
else do we
maybe.
have? Oh, there's,
Ooh, maybe.
there's Warsteiner.
Uh-huh.
There's Hop.
What the fuck
There's
are you
a whole
doing?
bunch of
August
He's just
Dinner
talking
Bell.
German now.
Beautiful.
Hacker
Oh,
Shore.
German
Lord.
beers that all taste very similar.
Franziskaner.
Francis.
I
You know
think
what
that's
a Franziskaner, my
Belgian.
No, that's German.
That's German.
Yeah,
there
it's
are
German.
people.
I
There
thought it
are
was a
people in
Belgian
the
one.
world that refer to Francis Connor as Francis Connor, and
Yeah, it's
it
Francis Connor.
really bothers the fuck out of me. Oh, can I get a Francis
I've been-
Connor?
I'm here from the future to protect Francis
Francis
Connor.
Connor. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do.
That's what I
Oh.
say though.
Come
I say,
with me if you want
I,
to
Don't
go.
or
say
you- I
Francis
say,
Connor.
I say Francis Connor
Give me a
because I'm from
close.
America. I say, give me a Connor.
A Connor,
Connor.
even though it's Sconner, if anything.
Would
Give me
Connor be
Connor.
like some kind of Irish-based bomb drink?
Maybe.
Give me a Connor.
That's what the
Oh.
first time I ever had him. That's what they said. I got some Francis Connor.
Francis
We call them
Connor.
Connors. You want a Connor?
What asshole said that to you? I want to slap.
Somebody at Floods, I bet.
Hamid Dash.
Hamid Dash.
No.
Yeah.
Francis
Hamid Dash gave me my
Connor.
first Connors.
Wait, was he goofing around?
He had him in his backpack on his motorcycle for
So
about
he was
5
not
hours
goofing
out of the
around.
sun.
That's kind of awesome.
He and I
Props
was
to Hamid.
17, and he's like, "Hey, these are Connors. You want a Connor?" And like, I was like, "Yeah, of course I want a beer, dude. Why?"
That's awesome.
He's like, "They're skunked." I was like,
There's, of course.
"Whatever.
yeah.
I'm 17. I still want a beer." He's like,
Yeah.
"All right, you can have it." And it was, and I fell in love with it at that point.
Did you fall in love with Hamid?
Yes, I also
Had
fell
you
in love
already
with Hamid.
fallen in love with him, or
I
was
was.
it the
It was
seal?
like one of the later in the season of The Bachelor.
Aw. Well, that's adorable.
You know.
All right. Well,
yeah, he
we're
really changed. Kind of grew up a bit.
he grew up a bit by the end of the season of The Bachelor.
Yeah, the 3 days we were all filming this bullshit.
Oh, we fell for him. All right. Well, we are gonna wrap up this
Fucking
edition of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. A little bit different format again this week, and we will be back next
Pick a
week
format.
with episode what'll be 17 next week, 16, 17, something along those lines. As always, I do want to thank the wonderful people over at Moot.tv for helping us get out there. Everything is available on Moot.tv. Go to that in your browser. And this week, we should be available on iTunes, so it's coming to you soon. We also want to give a shout out to the guys over at Let Me Ask You a Question.
Did they ever answer last week's
They
question?
didn't. I don't know if they heard it. I don't know if they heard it. You know, it's only available on YouTube right now. Once
Damn,
it's
well.
available on the podcast, we can go, hey, why the
Fucking
hell aren't you
bull.
listening?
Yeah, true.
And you know what? I'm just going to start calling them on their hotline that they have and asking them the questions that we have and
Okay.
seeing if they answer it
Oh,
on
I
their
did
show.
get a question for that.
Oh.
Could we your
So we have
brother
two
actually
questions
asked
going
me,
Yeah.
on.
Could we put a call-in feature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Can
potentially
we? Is
do
that
that.
possible? I
Yeah,
said,
we can do
you
that.
probably have to
Skype
like call
thing.
through Facebook
Yeah.
or whatever.
No,
through your
dude,
computer.
do it through Discord,
I think at
all
least
through the
one
computer.
phone a friend tonight is probably.
I think
Yeah,
it'd be a
so
good
I
way
think
to do it.
that might be something.
We can do that.
That
We'll
would
kick
be
it upstairs
fun.
and workshop it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
think about what's
We'll
going
see what
on.
the boss thinks.
Yeah, after I get off my
maybe.
knees, so let me know what
Yeah.
you
If
think.
it's
I feel like it
potentially
was key.
profitable, we could do
Yeah,
it.
quarters and
yeah.
bullshit.
All right, and then
Projections.
this week again we had
Profits.
our guests, Mr. Will was
Profits.
here helping us.
Well,
pour the beers.
big
round of applause for Will.
this
Oh
man.
yeah, thank you so
Will's
much for
pretty
pouring the
alright.
beer.
I'll give
Thank
him
you so
that.
much.
I saw it,
If you want a
Mr.
job on the show, you could totally
We
be
don't
an
pay
intern
anything.
You can be
and
an
be
intern.
here
Food
every
bitch.
week.
Every week.
cooking dinner,
Cooking dinner and pouring beer.
Can you wear an
Yeah.
apron and shit?
Oh.
You're so good at
You
it.
should
Every
do it.
week you should do it.
I think it'd be great. And
I
then we
will-
also
I will make
this
random
week
appearances.
had Jameso joining us to do
Yeah.
his beer.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us
the
again.
Thanks for
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
boo.
guest.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck guest.
Fuck the guest.
And then, as always, Mr. Justin Olimpado
Get the
Thanks,
guest
man.
pregnant.
and Mr. Zachary
I can't do it.
Storming. Zachary, I can't do it anymore. Storming. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. For Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I am Kyle Mocha. Our weekly
No, he's
theme
not.
song, closing theme song,
This
will
is just a
play you
simulation.
out. And we'll see you guys next week, all right? This is a shorter edition
Bye, everybody.
by about an hour
Bye,
and a
bye,
half
bye.
for the last
Goodbye.
episode.
We should get
So we're
that-
making
Bye,
up
guys.
for it, you know?
Bye, Zach.
So,
Bye, Kyle.
so
Bye,
we
Zach.
So
sing
just have a
along.
good rest of your
Just a
day.
You guys are all
Yeah,
great.
let's keep it on.
One more shout out to
Hey,
Mike
one more
Crawler.
thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Mood.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be total experimental pieces of shit. Oh, we're not over yet. Now we are.